All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GV Esports Podcast. Actually, I don't even know if that's going to be the title, but I am your host, Dominic Stankwitz. I am the social media head and competitive Call of Duty player here at Grand Valley State University. As you can see, we got a ton of guests here today, and we're going to go one by one. Each of them are going to introduce themselves, so whoever wants to come in and introduce themselves first, go ahead, be that guy, have some guts. I don't know who's hopping in first.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
All right. So let's go. Introduce. We're gonna introduce your name, your what grade you're in, I guess, major, and then what competitive game you are a part of.
Okay. My name is Jared Rhines. I go by J-Rod. I play Valorant. I'm a sophomore here at Grand Valley, and I'm studying statistics with a minor in data science.
Yes, sir. All right, whoever wants to go next, guys, just keep rolling down the line.
Yeah, so my name is Evan Yu. My in-game name is Illusion, and I play on the Valorant team. I'm currently a CS major with a minor in business.
My name is Musa. First year cybersecurity major. In-game name is Ver. I play Overwatch and Smash Bros on the Overwatch Blue team.
I'm Galaxy. Go Avery Meisty is the name. I am the Valorant game leader here at Grand Valley, a senior this year. I have a semester left, still senior. And I am a multimedia journalism major. So
he's also TikTok famous.
That's true.
He's TikTok famous.
Really. That's pretty true.
Yeah. Who else needs to go? I know Isaac.
I'll go. I'm Isaac Beasley. I'm the vice president of the esports club, also the game leader of Overwatch here at GVSU. I am a senior, so I'm graduating here this weekend. I walk for my undergrad, and then I'm back in the fall for my master's in cybersecurity. My undergrad is in information technology with a minor in information systems.
All right, we saved the best for last. In-game name Dive. My real name is Jacob Avalos. I'm a sophomore. I major in information technology or IT, and I'm the best player in the Val program.
That's facts.
Hey, there we go. I mean, you guys are playing for a third place, so I don't know. I don't want to take any shots, but I mean, you gotta carry them to that third place today. But I think that's everybody, right? Everyone introduce themselves. All right. Well, I guess I'll introduce myself too. Dominic Stankwitz. I'm a senior at Grand Valley State University. I'm a film and video major with a minor in digital studies, and I'm also, like I said, on the COD team. So, as you guys can tell, we have a huge amount of Valorant players here, ranging from our blue team, which is our A team, to black and white, who are I guess, I don't know, B teams, I guess if you want to put it that way. And then we have two players from Overwatch, Isaac and Musa. And how do you guys, let's just go to the Valorant guys first. How do you think your season has gone so far? I know you guys are third, or playing for third right now. Is that what you guys expected? Do you expect to do worse? How do you guys think as a whole you guys played? Or how did it go, I guess, all season?
Yeah. I guess it started a little bit shaky. The roster definitely changed at the beginning of the semester a little bit. Obviously adding Evan, who joined midway, and then our other guy, Kings, Brady. They were both huge and kind of changed the team and the roles pretty heavily, and kind of turned the season around. We went on, I think, a 8 or 9 game winning streak. Didn't lose a series for about 2 months. And so, I mean, we didn't really expect to be playing for third place, but we have a really big rematch tonight against one of the teams that beat us earlier. So.
Yeah, when I joined Black, I just was told by Galaxy that it's the C team, and I was pretty low rank at the time, so I just, didn't think too much of it. And I think we lost our first game too, and so I just kind of assumed we're here to have fun, and we went, what was it, 16 maps straight, for the last of all of regulation, the first rounds of playoffs until we lost. We I think we dropped one map. It was this unreal win streak where we just kind of realized we might actually win it all. And then, we just kind of tossed the last game, but
yeah,
that was a close game, though. It was close. I was there. It was pretty. It was crazy to watch. That's for sure.
Yeah, this guy next to me just kept holding his dart for about 10 years, but
it was awesome. You know, like when we first assembled the teams, you know, putting together this black team, and I remember at the start, Jared was like, "Yeah, I don't even know if I want to play, to be honest, but maybe if you can get a team with some of the dudes I'm familiar with on it, you know, maybe I'll play." And I was like, "All right, what about this team?" And I kind of gave him a team, and he's like, "Yeah, that works." And I'm like, "Cool." And then we had these people join, and I'm like, man, like, I remember at the start of the season, it was funny because Cyan started out like 2-0 and Black was 1-1. I'm like, y'all are losing to the fourth team right now.
we had our rough schedule.
They simply just didn't lose after that until last week. But so that was, dude, Black team was. There were some demons on that team at the end of the season, man. I'll tell you what, honestly, even at full strength, if you guys actually would have played white at full strength, there's a good chance you guys could have beaten us too. So, like, you guys were frying.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was funny because, like you said, at first it was kind of, I didn't even try out this semester. I was just not sure if I wanted to play, and I pretty much just went to Galaxy and was like, you know, I want to have fun. Last semester, everything was kind of a mess. Some issues with ineligibility, and some players just couldn't play. And our team kind of went through about 3 different rosters, and I was like, I'm not gonna go through and change roles and make, you know, all these set plays and stuff for a team just to switch. And I was like, I'm just gonna not take it as seriously and have some fun. And it ended up, you know, going a little bit differently.
Yeah, so I'm gonna piggyback off of something you said, Jared. As soon as we get to Isaac and Musa about like kind of their feeling on how Overwatch did, because when we first entered the ECAC, Overwatch was kind of like a powerhouse in that open division. They were kind of dominating every game, ending it pretty fast. And I don't know Overwatch enough competitively to know how long competitive games last for. But how do you guys think you did as a whole? I don't know. Are you guys playing for a third place trophy or no? You guys are? Okay, so you guys are playing for a third place trophy. So, I mean, are you disappointed with that? I mean, I don't think anyone is happy to play for a third place trophy, I guess, but yeah.
I'll talk a little bit about it and then I'll open it up to Musa. But Overwatch this season has been insane. Like, we've played really well, and I think I've been on the Overwatch team in some capacity for the last 2.5 years here at GVSU. So I've been involved originally as just like a guy who wanted to play Overwatch on the team, and then like never really could commit to the time commitment. And then I got on the team and started picking it up, and then through a matter of circumstances found myself being the game leader. And then last fall was like my official first season being game leader for Overwatch, and we had 3 teams come out that wanted to play. It was actually insane because Overwatch is kind of notorious right now in the industry for being a dead game, just because there's a lot of content that just hasn't been released, unlike other games that like Riot and like Valorant, League of Legends, these other huge esports titles are getting a lot of content, and Overwatch was kind of in this really weird stale spot where Blizzard was not releasing any like new content or new heroes for the game. So it wasn't really attracting a lot of new talent, but we had a really good turnout through our Campus Life Night event, and we had like 30 people sign up for tryouts. We did tryouts, we rostered 3 teams, and then we played in the UGC League last semester, which was a free league, and I had each of our teams played in different competitive divisions. Our A team, which is the team I played on, we played in like the second to highest league. And like just overall team performance, like we did okay, but I think we lost in like the first round of playoffs, and then our B team and our C team lost before they even made it. I don't think they were eligible for playoffs at all. So if we look at this semester, we switched leagues. So now we're playing in the ECAC, which is the Eastern Collegiate Athletic Conference. And across the board, all of our esports teams just swept the floor. I mean, we did really, really well. Collectively, we had, COD, we are the ECAC COD champions. Our Valorant teams across the board performed really well, with Black playing tonight for 3rd place in the open division. Our Rocket League team fell short in playoffs, but still performed really well, and they were the Tri-State champions down in Bethel, and also the Bandwidth Bowl champions. So was Valorant, so was COD. So we took home the Bandwidth Bowl trophy this semester as well. So overall, esports at GVSU this semester has been kind of nuts. We've been popping off across titles. But if we go back to Overwatch, there's two different divisions that we could have played in. We had the A division or the open division. And just kind of based on my scouting and like what universities were playing in the A division, I kind of knew that those teams were going to be teams that had varsity programs with professional coaches and resources that we just don't have here at Grand Valley yet. So I figured the open division was going to be more of a safe bet in terms of like skill level and also just resources. And I wanted also to foster more of like a fun environment for our players, because once you get up in those higher level games, you kind of can lose the fun, right? Because
you take it so serious,
right?
Yeah.
And also you just get rolled, and getting rolled isn't always the most fun.
Definitely not fun.
So it was kind of an awkward position though, because we're in that spot as a team, at least with Overwatch this semester, where our team average was like 3.2K. So in Overwatch terms, that's diamond. And so diamond is kind of like it's technically higher than the average player in Overwatch, but it's like low enough still where you're not going to be necessarily competing with like these A-level teams. But just because some of my players were on the team the previous semester, and then also just like me growing as a player and as a coach, we just really stepped up our game this semester. I really don't think our like competitive skill ranking was actually accurate of what our team was, because we would scrim teams that were, masters teams or like had GM players on their team, and they would tell us outright that we were playing at a really high level. So that was really cool. And with that momentum and like the synergy that we were able to build with our roster this semester, we won 7 out of the 8 games in the pool play for ECAC. We only dropped one game against RWU, who was the number 1 seed, who was undefeated. And then in playoffs, we had a first week bye week because we were the 2nd seed. And then we went in and we 3-0'd our first game, or we 3-0'd our second game. And then we lost, unfortunately, in the semifinals to SCAD Bees, which had a really good team. In hindsight, we actually just did like a VOD review last night, and we kind of determined that we probably were the better team. We just made a lot of mistakes. But no, we're super happy. I think this semester has been the best semester of Overwatch here at Grand Valley. And we're really excited to play on Wednesday night for our 3rd place trophy. I think we're really confident that we're going to take it home. We'll play against Sunny Canton. But yeah, no, overall, it's been really good. Musa, do you have any like things you want to add to that, or things you want to say about Overwatch?
Basically, just our season this year, like you said, just crazy. We had a player that just touched PC for the very first time in his life, basically. Hop on the team, and we just synergized and just grew. And we've been able to do some amazing things, but you pretty much covered everything, really.
Who just jumped on PC this year?
Yeah, so we have a player, Thomas Barrett is his name.
Okay.
His IGN is I'm a Parasite. He hit me up last semester and told me like, hey, if there's an opportunity to play Overwatch at the school, like let me know. And last semester we didn't have the Laker Esports Center, which is brand new really as of this semester. And so he just didn't have the resources to play on the team because we were only a PC level esports program. We don't have any consoles or we don't have console teams. So we got the LEC, and then he's like, hey, can I try out for the Overwatch team? And through a matter of player ineligibility and just the roster and lack of interest in Overwatch, like there was a spot for him. And I put him on the team because I had faith that he was going to perform, obviously being realistic with it. Like if this person's just touching a PC keyboard and mouse for the first time in their lives, they're probably not going to be like insane. And there's a possibility, but no, he had a really good attitude, and like he came in and he was just hungry to like grow and get better at the game and learn. And he was putting in, he still to this day goes to the LEC and puts in hours on Overwatch more than anyone else on the team. Even he plays more Overwatch than I do at this point. And like, although he, still is working on getting better at the game, I'm just super proud of him. He's got a really great attitude towards it. He's a really fun guy and just has really contributed to like a really good team atmosphere. And so, he actually won our ECAC Rookie Player of the Week. I nominated him for that, and he won that. But yeah, he's done really great work, and we hope to have him back as like an alumni. He graduates this semester, but we hope to have him back for more esports events in the future.
Yeah. I'm definitely excited to see where both like Valorant, Overwatch, and kind of all the teams go from here, because this is my first year kind of like diving into esports at Grand Valley, and it seems like the dedication and like the passion's there for each and every team. Well, not COD because we don't like the game, but the passion for like everybody else at least. So Valorant, Overwatch, Rocket League, the passion's there. It's just kind of, who's going to transition to that varsity role, and it's going to it's gonna take on more time. You're gonna have to be more serious. And like you said, Isaac, like some people that play competitively and like play those varsity spots, like they kind of lose the fun and like kind of make it a job. But Jared said something good that kind of like brings up a good thought. Like you were talking about players that are ineligible. I don't know if that has to do with grades. I'm assuming it has to do with like grades. I don't know if you guys like have a GPA requirement or if we do as like clubs, but kind of how do you, as like competitive players and pretty high level competitive players, this is for everybody, so open-ended question. So how do you guys balance going to Grand Valley, being a student, and managing like gaming practice, stuff like that? Because at least for me, like playing hockey, it was tough. Because I mean, well, I guess I can't talk about that because we hated the game and we never scrimped. So I'm just gonna leave it open to you guys. So
yeah, I had actually a really probably one of the trickiest schedules I'd even say in the entire like esports program, just because when I joined late. I didn't try out. I saw kind of what was happening, and I was late to the party. I hit up Avery and said, "Hey, is there any room for me? I'm Plat 3, and I'm trying to plan one of the teams." And at this point, I think I had like maybe 60 hours in Valorant, like total. And so he threw me on a team, and then I found out we played every day at 8, or every Tuesday at 8. And on Tuesdays, I have a 6 to 8:50 lab for biology. And so all of regulation, we managed to reschedule. And then I ended up just skipping one of the days when we got to playoffs when we couldn't reschedule. But like, we definitely like, there's definitely a lot of accommodation that we needed to make there.
It was a bit difficult. Yeah, at first I was kind of confused. I was like, because obviously he didn't know when we played, but I didn't know that, so I was like, why'd you sign up if you know we played Tuesdays at 8? And but no, it was kind of difficult just for me as kind of like the captain of the team, so to speak, that like just trying to like schedule around everyone and trying to figure out like routines and whenever it was available, and especially rescheduling everyone's matches because like every week we're reaching out to the teams and we don't get our matchups till like Saturday or Sunday, so that gives me like a day to reach out to the other team, and then I have to rely on them responding. So I mean, it was kind of difficult to at least like kind of coordinate scrims and matches for the season.
Yeah. ECAC seemed pretty like ECAC like teams seem pretty chill about rescheduling. I think we ran into like one team that was like pretty dumb when it came to like rescheduling. Like they wanted to forfeit us, but we ended up playing it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know whoever else Dive wants to chime in. Avery, Isaac, Musa.
Yeah, I can say something. But for me, I like focus school first for sure. But it's also because I think scrimming is pointless. But
okay, I've never heard that much. Honestly, I've never heard that.
That's no cap though. He just plays bad in scrims. That's why.
I do, but I don't play bad in matches, so it's all good. But
That's true.
like I said, like especially with our team, I feel like everybody's schedule just didn't work well. So it was hard for our captain Jared to make scrim times for most of us. But when we did, I usually did my schoolwork first before all scrims and made sure I could scrim on time because the people on our team, it's important to like get our strategies down and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. Sense.
Yeah. Good question, real quick. So well, this is kind of like off topic, but you said like you guys didn't scrim because you didn't like the game, and I know COD's kind of had their own issues over the last couple of years. But like, so for the next COD game, like, what would you want? Because obviously ranked play's been an issue, but like also kind of having another World War II game is kind of like not.
Yeah, World War II, I think is out of the question. I think it's like a Modern Warfare kind of game. So literally, I think just like Modern Warfare. It's just like kind of the spawn points are bad. The time to kill is bad. So Cold War, like the time to kill was longer. So, I mean, as soon as you get shot in this game, it's going to be hard to like turn on someone like fire back without, having a shot. So, yeah, spawns are bad. Like we watch the Pro League and teams lose because spawns are so messed up in the game that it could just kill a morale and then just end a whole map. So, spawns, time to kill, and just like the maps too as a whole, it's just the game's just not polished. And from what I heard, the new game is gonna be good. It seems to be polished, but I mean, I don't care enough personally to like go on the in-depth and like technical stuff. I kind of just play the game to have fun, and I don't like to lose, but if we lose, I'm not just gonna be that hurt about it. But that's just me personally.
I have a follow-up question about that actually, just because I'm relatively interested in COD. And I was literally thinking about it right as you just said, how it's not polished.
Yeah.
For COD, obviously they come out with a new game like a couple years.
Yeah, it's every year. But
yeah, and so
yeah.
for a competitive, like most established competitive games, like even Valorant has been out for a couple years, and it's just starting to hit its stride in like its competitive scene. CS:GO took 10 years before it was really polished as a competitive game. Rocket League is, and the main thing is they're all relatively consistent. Now with COD, like I was literally thinking about when I was playing back when like Xbox 360. The vast differences in games, like mechanically, going from like what is it, Black Ops 2 to Advanced Warfare, or is it Ghost to Advanced Warfare? I think it was.
Yeah.
You have all these different like mechanics, like you can dive, you can slide, the map changes. Like, does that something that keeps it refreshing for you in competitive play, or is that something that makes it hard for you to really enjoy competitive play?
I think
out of curiosity,
the thing that's hardest for at least me, it's like kind of like the mechanics. So I'm not the best at slide canceling, but my roommate, who's our COD captain, is like unbelievable at COD. Like slide canceling is on point all the time, and I just can't like get down the mechanics. I don't know if it's because I'm getting old or something, and my hands can't do it or something. But I don't know. I think the mechanics for me is the hardest. I think they're going back to diving next Modern Warfare, so I don't know how it's gonna work. But I think it's the mechanics, and then from game to game, it's like a new company making it. So it goes like Activision, Infinity Ward, like Sledgehammer. So like all the engines are different, it seems like. So every game plays different. But for this next one, I forgot what engine it's on. So I mean, it could be good. I don't know. Like I said, the technical stuff for me is just kind of out the door. But definitely the mechanics is the hardest part from game to game, at least personally. So yeah. But yeah, to go back on that question, like, I don't know who else didn't answer. Isaac and Musa, and I think Avery didn't answer either. Like, how do you guys balance school? That kind of got turned onto me being the
sorry, my bad.
guy getting interviewed. No, it's okay. No, I like it.
It's beautiful. Yeah, no. Basically, for GV, the Valorant White team this year, it was kind of a pain to manage when we would scrim. That was definitely one of the things that is hardest to do, especially with school, because we pretty much come to the conclusion like everybody was able to play on Tuesdays, because when I ran tryouts, I was like, hey guys, you should probably try to make sure that you are open on Tuesday nights, because this is when the games are going to be. So we didn't really have any problems with that, like Black did with Alu, because he wasn't on the team and then he just was. But we were only really able to scrim on open days on some Wednesdays, but it depended because sometimes I have work. Some Fridays, and again, it was just kind of like a work basis thing in tandem with school, because we couldn't do Thursday, we couldn't do Monday because of class. So oftentimes we found ourselves scrimming on Saturday, which is already kind of annoying because most people don't want to be scrimming on Saturday. Most people want to be not doing anything related to school or esports. They're just kind of I want to hang out and be chill, maybe run ranked ladder, maybe, I don't know, but not scrim. And so that kind of provided some scheduling conflicts, and we were at the start of the season able to scrim twice a week usually. But near the end of it, it was one, if that. Really, it was just unfortunate. That was just how it went, just because people have class and stuff, and that takes priority.
Yeah,
and it does, and I know there's a handful of people, we mentioned the ineligibility thing last year. A handful of people that were like, nah, I don't really care. I just want to play esports, and they couldn't play because you
start to exactly. You start to lose focus of school, because I think you have so much fun gaming, at least I do, and then you just start to lose that focus of school and your homework, and honestly finals too. You never know what some of those hardcore gamers are, if they're dialed in more on the gaming or are they dialed in more on school, because you're at that point, if you're not eligible, you're just wasting money, and it's just, I don't know, one outweighs the other.
You're paying all that money to be on an esports team at that point. Not
yeah,
really,
exactly.
You can't even do that. But yeah, it was definitely school taking priority. For all of that jazz is definitely something that you definitely got to focus in on. I know even me, I procrastinate like hell over my with my assignments, and I'll I'm a journalism major, so I have a butt ton of writing I have to do. And I'll just write a page and I'll be like, cool, time to positive reinforcement, reward myself with a ranked Valorant game. And I'll just, queue it up and make sure I have enough time, obviously. But yeah, it's so easy just to be like, this isn't fun. I want to have fun.
Yeah.
Go queue Valorant. So I understand that struggle.
Dive and I dropping all our responsibilities to grind ranked, bro. Way too much. I think the last 2 weeks, Dive and I have probably put in like minimum 20 hours, bro.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Like Tuesdays are literally a whole day ordeal. It feels like,
Yeah.
these dudes will get to the LEC at noon, and it's a whole day thing for our match.
We literally just play ranked from the.
Yeah, that is facts, dude. Guys do get there early.
We come here. We get what do we get? We get like Panda usually at like 1. I'll bring a tub
their
of G
lunch
Fuel.
date.
Yeah, we have a little lunch day. It's just team bonding, bro. Team chemistry is
bonding.
important. Yeah.
That you're
And by
right.
team
You are
bonding,
right.
It's just me and Dive bonding.
Exactly.
No, I
That
just bring
is
a tub
very
of G
key.
Fuel. We drink like 3 cups up until our game, and then by then we're just too burnt out to play, and we lose our game. So it's
And we
a
lose our
good
game
routine.
every
Good routine.
Team bonding is so important, even at this level. Just making sure that you guys like understand and are like at least friends at an entry level with each other, because you can definitely see teams. I mean, like at Flake, because you don't have as much of a deeper understanding of each other, or maybe you don't like playing with one of your players, which has certainly happened. I know can speak for the Valorant program in general, but yeah, it's very, very key to want to play with the people that you're on a team with, and getting to know them better is definitely key. That's definitely something that I want to see more of, is just people like hanging out, like having a good time together.
I think that's why we were so like where we hit our success from.
I definitely think that's a
Like
super
if
part of
you
that,
look at what us during our matches, like all 5 of us play at the LEC, which I know no other Valorant team did. And the other thing is like I said, just outside of the game, we queue rank like with whoever it is on our team, and it's just those like smaller things. It just helps build like subtle chemistry, prevents like internal tilt during games. But yeah, just definitely that's a huge thing.
No, yeah, I don't even I don't know. I don't speak for everyone, but I feel like I don't know that there's another team at Grand Valley that had that liked each other as much as we did. Like I feel like everyone on our team just got along so well. Like there wasn't really too many issues. Like we'd work stuff out super quick. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't really like anybody on our team personally.
One of them's your roommate.
I don't like that guy.
Yeah, I can say the same with my guy. I don't like my roommate either. Captain, nah, we're good.
I gotta butt in real quick.
Yeah.
I gotta say, and I kind of mentioned it earlier, but like Overwatch has been a trials and tribulations, like every other program here and every other sub game that we have. But I can confidently say that Overwatch is probably the least toxic group amongst the esports org. We have a really good team. We have a really good team. We go to the LEC pretty much for every ECAC match. I had the guys in there. We have 2. We actually have the Jasmine, who's working at the LEC right now. She was like our unofficial Overwatch cheerleader. She was making us desserts. We were getting pizzas. We were going out and hanging out as a team. We went down to the tri-state together and played down there. We scrimmed twice a week consistently for the entire semester. And I made my players scrim on Friday nights, which was kind of mean of me, but no one complained about it. And honestly, I think like over the course of the semester, like we never once had an issue. I never had once an issue where like I had to talk to a player about tilting or being toxic. Like we generally just have, I think, really good people that are really like humble and just want to be a part of the team. But yeah, no, like I think a part of that though, with having such a positive experience this semester, has been having that in-person connection, because once you identify that there's another human being on the other side of the mic that you're talking to, it's a lot harder, at least for me, to start trash talking them, right? Because it's like, hey, that's a real person. Like they're sitting right next to you. Maybe you shouldn't start tilting and saying things that aren't nice. And I think just having that in-person connection is really beneficial for players, because again, it takes the team aspect of what it could be and what it was for so many years for us, which was just playing behind a monitor and being on a Discord call. And then now it's like actually bonding with other students and other players and building that relationship. And like, that's something that we just never had the opportunity to do. And so this semester, I think, has been why we've been so successful in esports, is truly because we've had more resources available to our students to meet up, play together, build that relationship outside the game, and that's why. I think it's been so great. So it's been awesome. And like Musa, I don't know if you want to speak to that as well, but I think Overwatch just has been a real powerhouse this semester.
I mean, yeah, I started in fall semester, so this is just my second time, first year and everything. Never played on any competitive teams. I played Smash Bros. Competitive, but that's solo. So joining a team, playing actual 6-man, and everybody wants to win. Nobody's throwing. It felt good, so I was always for it. And then this year it was even better because we had a tighter team. Like last year, so much organization and getting things right, but this year was a lot simpler. So you got to know your team a lot better. More chemistry. Pretty much it.
So Isaac talked about the cheerleaders. Okay, so we're gonna move on to, I don't know who has. I have a girlfriend. I don't know who else. So yeah, okay. Illusion has a girlfriend. Does Dive have a girlfriend?
He's dating
my
Daryl.
roommate.
He's dating Daryl.
I don't know if Isaac. I don't know. I don't know if you do. Do you? I feel like I have a hint, but I feel like I've gotten a vibe. But I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. But
I'll take a look at this one.
No. I'll make the announcement. I feel like the time is right. So Jasmine, who's the girl working right now at the LEC, her and I started officially making it official earlier this month. So technically, like,
there we go. I knew it.
There it is.
I thought it was longer than that.
There we go. Yeah, I was gonna say. I kind of just assumed. I'm not gonna lie. Like a while ago.
We just try to keep it on the DL just because we want to keep it professional because both of us work at the LEC, so we want to just like keep it on wraps. But it's been really good, and she's been, like I said, she's been a really influential cheerleader for the Overwatch team, which was really cool. Like she was just always involved and like wanting to support us and bring us snacks and stuff. So she's been really cool in that way, and we're super appreciative of all the stuff that she's done. But
yeah, I mean, now that King came, this is perfect because I know he has a girlfriend. Like, how do you like? I don't really think I asked the question, but like, how do you guys balance having a girlfriend, gaming, and gaming? Because I know, at least say my girlfriend, I don't say would hate me for playing video games, but she would obviously get annoyed if you don't spend like a ton of time with her and you're spending time like gaming, dude. It's like, it's kind of tough, especially like Valorant, like you need to play all the time or I feel like you're going to play bad. At least for me, I can't. If I like take like a few days off Valorant, which I've taken like weeks off Valorant, like I suck the next time I play it. So I feel like it's like kind of like golf where you have to play consistently to be good all the time. But I don't know, like, how do you guys balance it? Because I know my girlfriend doesn't like when I play all the time.
My girlfriend hates video games. Not even gonna lie.
All right.
I think she's like explicitly told me, but like the amount of time that I spend playing now, since joining the team, like on Tuesdays, like I remember on Tuesday, there's one Tuesday she's upset because she got off work, like it just randomly happened where she didn't have to work. She's like, "Oh, Evan, I have all day today." I'm like, "I'm at the LEC at 1 with Dive. Sorry, 1 to 9:30." She was not happy, But it's one of those things where obviously, like, I'm never gonna choose a game over a person.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like it's balance, right? Balance is everything. You just make sure that there's time for both. And if she were to make me choose, no comment.
She's kicking the curb, man.
No comment.
No, definitely.
You better choose me. That's all I gotta say.
As my girlfriend looks at me with a face of disgust right now. No, but what about I know Jazz plays video games, Isaac, so I feel like it's kind of easier for you compared to like the guys that have girlfriends that don't play video games.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a point of it can be a pain point in relationships if you're not on the same page with someone else's hobbies. Like, it doesn't even need to be gaming per se. It's just you need to find someone that at least will understand that you have a passion for something, and then that passion is going to take some of your time away from the relationship. And so, like, it's just managing that and having clear expectations and communication with your significant other, whoever that may be, that like, hey, like, I like doing this activity. If you don't like doing it or don't want to do it with me, that's okay. But I need time to do it. And like, if you have someone that isn't willing to understand and understand that and like give you the space and time to do that, as long as it's reasonable, then like you should probably not be in their relationship. Personally, that's going to be my word of advice. Like, I'm lucky because Jazz is like involved in esports. She knows what like she plays games herself, so she like understands that that's like a hobby and a free time thing that people like to do. So that makes it really easy and for me, and so I'm lucky in that situation. But yeah, no, I definitely think it's just a matter of communicating that, and like I mean, it's give and take. Like if you know that you're gonna have to grind Valorant all day and you have no time to talk to your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, like at least communicate with them like, hey, this is what's going on, and then hopefully they can understand, and then you can make up that time someone else or sometime else. But like it's just about communicating. That's all I'm gonna say. Like just find yourself someone that's willing to understand that again, you have hobbies, that's okay, they have hobbies, healthy compromise, and just work through it. I mean, best of luck gamers, but yeah, it's not always easy, but I think the right person will understand and they'll give you the space and time to do what you love.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier for me because she like plays on the girls hockey team and I play on the guys hockey team. So it's like we're kind of like in the middle with like hobbies, but she definitely understands like if I want to go game with my brother, like who I don't see very often because I don't go back home, like she's like completely understandable with it. As long as it's not 6 days a week that I don't give her that attention for those 4 hours, like everything else is fine. Because like I don't want to bring it up in front of her, but like when I started dating like my ex, like my ex now, like she was hella toxic. Like, she wouldn't let me play video games with like anybody. So we're like, it kind of sucked because some days like I didn't want to hang out, like, and I just wanted to like game with the boys. So it's like kind of, it sucks when you have that person that like won't let you have fun with like other people. Like you need to be around them like all the time compared to like what I have now. It's like, it's perfect. So it's like, I mean, I hope no one has that kind of person, but it does happen. Now, King just came in here. Or Illusion, if you want to hop in first before...
I had just one thing, because I feel like everybody here shares like your genuine enjoyment and passion for video games.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But, even since I was like really, really young, like when I played CS and stuff like that, video games had always been somewhat of an escape for me from, just whatever might be going on in life. If it's school, it's like, moving. Moving was a big one for me as a kid. Like when I was moving quite a bit just because, when we were building a house specifically, like you didn't have anything to do. So for me, that was just kind of like an escape that I was just living in like a two bedroom apartment with 6 people, like I just was playing my own games. And now we're at the heat of school, things get picked up, like video games is still that thing for me. And so I think, like you said, being on the same page and having them give you that space to just, have your own time to do your own hobby is huge. And I feel like I painted my girlfriend in a bad picture, and that's the only reason it gets posted anyway. I need to make sure I clarified this, or I'm a dead man. She is very cool about it. She lets me play. It's not like she hates it, but I feel like as long as they give you that space and respect that this is like your kind of safe zone, this is where you like to spend your time, then you're all good.
For sure. I agree with that 100%. Mr. King showing up only 40 minutes late. So what do you got? What do you got? Like I said, I know you have a girlfriend because we've kind of discussed it through Discord messages before playing Val. So
yeah, man. Well, I was finishing up an exam. Sorry about that.
Hey, you're good. It's totally fine.
But like what you guys said, man, you gotta find the happy medium. Like for a while, I struggled with that with my girlfriend because she's never been in video game scene. Like I think she played like Minecraft Pocket Edition as a kid, and like, but who didn't? So it's like this was like my thing. Grew up in the COD scene, played that all growing up, and then once I got a computer, I was like, man, this is fun, and I enjoy this. So it's like what I spend my pastime and my free time on, and she didn't really understand that. And we had our rough patch where she was living with me for a while, and I would feel so bad because she'd just be laying in the bed in the living room. I'd just be in here doing my thing, and she'd have nothing to do. And definitely had our it was like a battle back and forth. But I think once there's the happy medium, nice. And of course, having a girlfriend that plays video games is that
is facts. I tried to get my girlfriend into Fortnite, didn't happen. But we play COD Mobile together sometimes. It just hits different. Yeah, we play COD Mobile. But we're gonna like transition off the girlfriend topic. Illusion, you made a good. I don't want to say a good point, but you said you started like playing Counter-Strike. This is like for everybody. Like, what was the game you started out playing with that like kind of made you fall in love with gaming, or like made you want to go competitive, follow esports, like that kind of stuff? Because I know Counter-Strike, obviously very similar like Valorant, but I don't really know. We're gonna stop it there. We're gonna stop there because I feel like CS:GO is not a huge game, at least in the NA scene. It's more like European, right? And like Valorant, kind of. And then Valorant, I don't know how Valorant is now. I don't really follow the Valorant scene, but from what I heard, like the top teams are all like European for Counter-Strike.
Yeah, that is 100% true. It's because they treat it though with the same respect as like a sport over there. Like
that is facts.
Counter-Strike players in Denmark are legitimate celebrities, which it's not like a niche genre over on that side. And it's the same thing with Korea, like why Korean League of Legends.
Like League of Legends, yeah, it's insane.
You know? It's Korean Overwatch is really good too, right? I want to say it is.
Yeah,
everything's good.
But like in general, like if you go to Korea, like the cultural difference between that, like it's literally bigger than most sports there. You know, actually, I want to say it is bigger than most sports. Like they have, I mean, there's pros and cons to that. Like you have the addiction of the internet cafes in Korea, and that being a genuine issue. But you know, that's kind of like the main difference is like when you have I feel like the luxury to treat that like a career and have that same respect and support like socially, you're able to perform better. And that, I mean, that's a broader topic.
No, yeah, we could definitely. We could go back to like where you guys started, but yeah, like that's like another topic for another day. Is like talking esports around the world, because I mean, esports is just kind of going on the up. I don't really see it taking a downfall or kind of going flat for some time, especially with games coming out. And, you know, it's starting to be considered like a real sport in some areas like Korea and like other places in Europe and stuff like that, where they actually like are celebrities there. But yeah, where did you guys start off at Illusion? It seemed like you started at Counter-Strike before you went to Valorant, but like, where did you start falling in love with esports or competitive gaming, like in general?
Yeah, mine was Counter-Strike. I played Minecraft only. I had like a MacBook Pro, so I didn't really play that much console. I played like Call of Duty, but I mainly played Minecraft on like my MacBook Pro. And I remember my buddy gave it to me on like my 13th birthday. He gifted me on Steam CS:GO, and I was playing on like 60 FPS with like some bummy laser or Logitech mouse, like a really awful one. And then, you know, slowly, like I think I spent probably 1,000 hours playing on a MacBook, and I was still awful. I saved up the summer, like I turned 14, bought a PC, a really awful one again, but you know, you can't really make that much when you're 14. You know, and I think that's when it really hit off. Like I straight up wanted to be a professional player when I was 15. Like when I was 15, that was my dream, was to be a pro CS player. And then as I started climbing up and you start playing against these pro players just in public matches, kind of getting used to the scene, you realize there's like a crazy skill gap in that. And that's when I just kind of like died out. But Counter-Strike was definitely the start for me.
Yeah. We'll go through everyone here, and then I want to go back to what you said literally just now. So if everyone wants to go through and see, you know, say where they started. Musa, I saw you unmuted your mic, so yeah.
I'm gonna say fighting games. It was different, like about the same age as Illusion, like 13, 11, 12, playing Smash Bros or Tekken or whatever, taking L's. But there's a different type of feeling when you're a kid and you like play somebody who's grown men with the grown men.
Yeah.
They you see their pride and everything in the game just get destroyed. They're like, how'd I get beat by a kid? And it's that direct competition you get throughout the game made me fall in love with it. It was almost like sports. Like that's why I wanted to enter the esports scene, because it's like that feeling, that competition, you can only get it through like actual serious play. So I gotta say it was fighting games early on.
Okay. Yeah, it's crazy because you're now like competitive in like shooting, like a shooter, like for the sense. So, and I knew you were into fighting because you played, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's Street Fighter, was it yesterday or whatever game you had up on this screen the other day when we had our competitive matches, but I knew you were into fighting. But
Capcom. That was
I knew that. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. No. That's cool though, because I know fighting games are there's a ton of people I feel like at GB that are big fans of like the fighting game. So
We need to get them up in the LEC. Like, what's going on?
I mean, dude, that's on the Smash Club. Honestly, like if they wanna get streamed, dude, they have the freedom to like just merge clubs, and we'll give you the assets we got. You know, we want to all be one. We don't want to all be separated. We don't want Smash Club. We don't all want to be together at the end of the day. So, all right,
I'm gonna make it happen.
Hey, I'm down, man. We're growing GV Esports out here.
You could wipe me in Smash any day, bro. I'm off.
Dude, I suck. For real. I gotta switch and everything. I am so bad at that game.
All right, what about everybody else? Where'd you guys start?
So the first game that I ever played on a computer, because I mean, obviously growing up, I had like a GameCube or whatnot, but it was Minecraft. I remember, 6th grade or whatever it was, getting Minecraft on the computer for the first time and learning about it and all that stuff, and really picking it up and playing it with friends. And that's, the introduction to like playing Minecraft. And then, the Minecraft Hunger Games became extremely popular, and you're like, oh man, I love the Minecraft Hunger Games. I'm going to go in, I'm going to grind at that. I had, when I was probably like in like 7th or 8th grade, there was a Minecraft server that had a Minecraft Hunger Games on it and had a leaderboard. And I had number 1 on the leaderboard out of like, it wasn't the biggest server ever, but it was still cool. It's like, holy cow, I see my name on the leaderboard. I'm like, I'm number 1. And then playing a little bit more after that, just loving the competition with it. And then, the only other game, like I basically played almost exclusively Minecraft. And then like the first game that I really got into in like the sense of like shooters, which is kind of like the modern thing that I have, is Overwatch. I started playing Overwatch pretty much instantly. Beta. What happened there?
I don't know. Moose get disconnected.
Oh, for some reason my mic turned off, so that was really weird. Or my cam. Anyway, yeah, I really got into Overwatch out of the beta, and then I really never watched any esports until the first season of Overwatch League. And I was like the first esports that I ever really cared about at all. Because I knew about like vaguely what the happenings of what was going on in like League and stuff at the time, but that's just because it's like the most popular one. I don't like League. That game kind of sucks. But
it is a snoozer to play, I'll tell you that.
No
hate on the League guys if they see this, but dude, I cannot sit there for an hour and just right-click my mouse the whole time.
I hated that game.
Holy smokes.
My friends were all into it, and that's all they would talk about, and I was like, I gotta get into this game, and so I tried playing. I'm like, dude,
I am lost.
I just got rolled in that game.
Actual resident sleeper.
Yeah.
It was pretty much, I mean, like most people that, you talk to play Val, they come from Counter-Strike because Counter-Strike has a lot of similarities. But I remember when Val first came out, people were like, holy cow, this is like a combination of Counter-Strike and Overwatch. And I was like, I had at that point just hit Grandmaster in Overwatch. And I was like, man, I got this competitive drive. I got my juices flowing. I want to play in a game, but one that's not dead. So Valorant came out at the right time. Sorry, Isaac. And so I was like, I'm going in on Valorant. And it was very, very hard to transition because I was not a person in Overwatch that had to shoot. So, yeah, I played tank, and that was not an easy transition to make, I'll tell you what. As you can see, as I'm still not that good at Valorant. But, yeah, it's that's the history of it. It's like, yeah, Minecraft, that was the OG, trying to snipe YouTubers, Minecraft YouTubers in Hunger Games lobbies.
That is facts. I remember trying to do that too.
Yeah, mine's a bit similar to Avery's in the sense that when I built my PC, Minecraft was like one of the first games that I played at like a solid level, but like I played a lot of like the ultra hardcore modes and stuff like that. But even before I had a PC, when I was a kid and like when I was younger, I played a lot of COD with like my older brothers and whatnot, like my stepbrothers. And I always used to watch like the Call of Duty World League, and so that was kind of the introduction to like the competitive esports scene. And I was always really invested in that and like some of the teams there. And then playing Minecraft, and like I dabbled in CS. I didn't really play competitively. I kind of just did it for fun. But one of my friends actually played like on a semi-pro COD team, and so I would always kind of watch their matches and follow it. So that was kind of what got me into competitive esports in general. And then Valorant came out, and I was kind of at first like really interested, and I was like really wanting to get better at it. So
Yeah. I think that's how it all is, dude, with like new games, man. Like you have so much fun and then like that game just hits different from everything else, and like you just want to get so much better. Like I guess for COD it's different because there's like a new game every single year, but like there's CODs like Cold War last year, like I wanted to grind that game. I put in so many hours, like I was better than what I was this year. Like this year, like I said, our team doesn't care. Like we're just kind of playing the game. We play like 2 hours a week, and it's strictly our matches. Like no scrims, no nothing. So, like today we got our last chance qualifier for the College COD League. So, and we're playing teams out of like practice. So, it's gonna be hard. But like at this point, we're kind of just chilling. But yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. So Isaac and King, and then Dive. Whatever order you guys want to go into. I only got a few more questions after this because we're hitting almost an hour. We're at 50 minutes, but I got like 2-3 questions left. Hopefully they're like short answers, but I personally don't care about like going longer, but I know there's some guys that have matches they need to prepare for. But yeah, Isaac, King, Dive.
Sure.
Go ahead, King.
Yeah, I'll go quick. Yeah, so for me, it was like definitely started off as a console kid. Obviously, I had like the DS and shit, Game Boy when I was a kid, but
Yes,
I wouldn't really count that as competitive. That was kind of just like playing Pokemon for fun, but kicking people's ass on the school bus. No, it really started off with Call of Duty for me. I think it was probably World at War was the first game that I was like super invested in. Wouldn't say I was competitive at that point yet, but once we hit Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 range, that was when I was really invested in the games. I was playing wagers, playing like the 2K UMG tournaments against like pro players all the time. Me and my buddies all were in the same boat. I think we placed like top 12 in a couple of the 2Ks. We almost flown out to Texas to play in a couple tourneys. We were just constantly playing those high level players. We never got to that point though, where it was like I have the full devotion to be a professional Call of Duty player, and we just never kind of broke that little threshold at the top. But we were giving pro players a run for their money every day. We played wagers.
Yeah, dude, World at War is slept on, man. World at War is without a doubt my favorite game. Like I love the World War II games, or like just like early on, like War Days. Like those games just goated. So good, man. Oh, yeah. And now it's just like futuristic jetpack stuff. Like I'm not about it, but I don't want to get off topic.
All right, they need to bring it back. Dude, COD is dead right now.
COD is dead. You're not wrong. It is dying. It is dying.
Yeah, they need a jetpack. COD will revive it.
Jetpack.
That too bad. That's not going to happen. I don't think Modern Warfare is going to have it. I don't know.
I'm telling you,
they're talking about it.
AW2 is coming out. It's gonna be
just extra advanced warfare.
Yeah, honestly, they're gonna run out of titles sooner or later.
That should be the name, honestly. Extra advanced warfare.
Call of Duty super advanced.
I'm telling you, just re-release Black Ops 2, the same game, just name it like Black Ops 2 Part 2.
0.5.
2.5.
Well, you got
I
Infinite
swear,
Warfare,
the only
Enhanced
thing I did in
Warfare.
COD was snipe, and I feel like the peak
Everyone had their trick shotting.
Oh yeah.
Black Ops 2 and MW2 were just unparalleled for sniping, like not even
That's
close.
Facts.
So,
all right, Dive. I know you wanted to go next, and then we'll finish that question off with Isaac.
Oh yes, I kind of like King. I mean, I was a little younger when I first started playing. I was a console kid like all my life. I just started playing PC like this year or like last year. So growing up, I played a lot of COD heavy. So I was like 8, 9, just playing like pub matches or like game battles, GBs on like MW2 a lot, or like sniper battles, shit like that.
Yeah.
So like I just tried it too. I mean, I feel like a lot of people did, but I was like really heavy into that. Like I was really young, so it was kind of hard. I feel like to get a step in the industry, and like esports wise, I feel like nowadays it's easier to be young, but for me, I felt like it was always hard. I felt like I was just born too late to play. But kind of like everybody else said, like once I transitioned to PC, Valorant caught my attention because I played a lot of Overwatch on console as well. So and I watched a lot of Pro CS growing up. So I was like, you know what, this game looks like a mix of the both. Why not try it out?
Yeah.
So then finally tried it out. Now I'm the best player in the world, so it's pretty cool.
Literally left
Love
Diamond
that
1
confidence.
Hard vouch.
Hard start Diamond 1, bro. He did all that
Hard
work.
vouch. Best player.
Unlucky.
All right, Isaac, where'd you start?
Yeah. I've been gaming for a long time. I mean, I'm a young person. I'm only 21, but I've been probably playing a video game in some form or fashion since I was like 4 or 5. I started with probably Nintendo, like Pokemon and like DS Mario Kart stuff, and then like, you know, more kid-oriented games. And then I got my first 360 when I was like, I was probably like 8 or 9, and Halo was the game for me. I played a lot of Halo back in the day. Halo 2, 3, Reach, 4, 5. Like, I've been a Halo guy for my entire life. It's one of my favorite franchises. So I was on Xbox for a long, long time. But when I was like 14 or 15, my cousin like built a computer and he was like talking to me about it. And then I got super invested into it. And I was like, dude, this is so sweet. I want to build my own PC. I want to like get these games. Like, and so I built my computer, like saved up money over the summer and then built a PC for the first time. It was actually garbage, but it's what got me into gaming. And like from there, I started growing out like the games I was playing and like I was getting exposed to. But I definitely played like a lot of Call of Duty, like the rest of you guys. Back in the day on console, it was a lot of like Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare 3, like all those games. You know, continued to play Halo in that time. It really wasn't until high school I had that computer, and then I started playing CS actually a lot. I got into it because I used to watch like so many YouTube videos and like Pro CS and like clip-tages and like I don't know if you guys know who, like Nikki HD was, but she made like these frags, dude, like absolutely insane edits on like CS and stuff.
Those were crazy. Those were the ones that they did in like After Effects, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
the
like
s- yeah, dog.
so like I remember being like super invested into Go, and then in my high school there wasn't ever like an official esports program, but like we had a CS:GO team with some of my friends, and so they kind of like brought me on their team, and like they didn't really play me, like have me on their roster because I was kind of garbage, but like I tried my best, and like I put in I don't know like 400 to like 500 hours in CS. Like I got to like Gold Nova 3, so I was never really that good, but I remember enjoying it a lot. And then when I got to college, I switched to Overwatch in like 2016 when the game came out, and then like I played it for a couple years, and then like it wasn't in the esports team with it, but it wasn't until like sophomore year of college here at Grand Valley that I was like, oh, they have this Overwatch team, I should try out for it. And then I tried out for it, and I got on the starting line as like a tank player, and then from there I just continued to grind the game because I had this new like passion for it, taking it more seriously because I was on a team. So no, yeah, I got into Overwatch, and like I've since been able to climb quite a bit. Like it's not quite the same, but I hit like number 26 in North America like 3 seasons ago for Overwatch Open Queue. So I was able to climb a lot, and I've had the experience now of like actually playing with pros and like big streamers in the space. And so it's been a really cool experience. And I think this semester, like I said earlier, like definitely was the best semester for me for Overwatch, just individually, but also like as a team. So it's been really cool. But with that said too, I'm going to hop off the call, guys, a little early before you guys wrap up officially. But I want to just say thanks, Dom, for having me on. And
yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll have you back on for sure. You know, with this going almost an hour, I could definitely see us getting more content as, you know, GV Esports grows. But Isaac, thank you for taking time out of your day to, you know, join us and talk about, you know, Overwatch and GV Esports as a whole in the competitive scene. So I appreciate you, big dog. And I'll see you around. I'll be shooting you DMs here and there. So
likewise. Yeah. And Valorant guys, good luck with your match tonight. I wish you guys the best. Take that third place trophy for us, and I'll see you guys around. Have a good night.
Yeah, actual trophy, right? Yeah. Like if we win, do we?
I think you guys get a third place trophy. Yes,
you get a trophy. Yeah, there's
is it like a big trophy?
I doubt it. It's third place.
They're smaller. I think everyone is like the same size. No joke.
Yeah, it's not gonna be as big as like the Bethel trophy that there's in the esports lab that like Rocket League got. But I saw pictures of it. It's like this big.
Listen, I gotta have something to play for,
it's
bro.
like it's not bad.
That is facts, dude. Like I don't even know if COD is getting a trophy for their ECAC first place because it's not official. So it's like, what are we playing for, man?
And because
you better. I mean,
It was. We literally smoked every team, but
No
like,
practice.
brother.
5-0's a best of 9.
Did you guys lose on map?
No, they
Oh yeah, we lost one map. I think it was like an S&D. They were so good at search and destroy. Holy
in the
smokes!
finals, you did?
No, it was
Yeah.
it was like a few weeks back. Like we played one of I guess the better teams, and they were just smoked us in search. But after that, we smoked them in the semis, I think, and then yeah, it was just kind of it was a cakewalk. But
5-0, bro. That's an insane feat right there.
and then we 4-0'd the team yesterday, so it was I don't know.
Was it even supposed to be a best of 9?
Yeah, that so how
saw
regular
the
competitive
chat.
is like best of 9. It's crazy. That's how the league is
That'd be
now. It's
exhausting.
weird.
That'd be really exhausting.
Usually it was like a best of
That's
5. Usually it was a best of 5, and if the winners bracket team wins that, it's over. If the loser bracket teams, they do another best of 5. That's how we should have done it because we didn't want to play, dude. It makes no sense.
I wish
And at the end of the
Avalos
day-
did it too.
There's no point to even have a losers bracket because no team has an advantage unless you do the double bracket, like the 2 best of
Like the
5s, I
reset.
guess. But yeah, I only got a few more questions. Illusion and Dive kind of talked about being younger and trying to get into the esports scene. Dive said like when he was growing up, it was like a lot harder, but today it's like I don't want to say it's necessarily easier, but do you guys think it's easier to get into esports now? Like, do you think there's more sacrifices younger kids have to make to get into esports? Because right now, I mean, we're seeing, I think for the most part, it's going to be towards like more of the Fortnite scene. Like a lot of kids are like dropping out of school, either becoming content creators or going pro when it comes like gaming in general, I guess. Like I'll use the example of Fortnite. I see a ton of like kids Fortnite like dropping out, and I see it on TikTok a lot. Do you think it's like a great idea to drop out of school and I mean, I guess pursue that career even though it's not guaranteed? So let's say you're not even blown up yet, you're not even close to being pro, but you kind of have to make that sacrifice, right? I mean, I feel like a lot of pros had to have dropped out of school or put a significant amount of time more into gaming than anything else, even like their social lives. Because like at least I wouldn't let my kids,
I think
not go to
there's
school.
a certain line. I think there's a certain line that needs to be drawn. I think, in all honesty, I have a pretty harsh view on competitive top level esports, and I think you have to have like a certain level of talent to even get to that point.
Yeah.
And
Are you saying like
if
God given
you-
talent?
like,
Do you think?
Yeah,
Like
that's what I'm talking about. Like you have to work hard as well. But like,
Yeah.
I remember I was playing with this kid. He's now a professional, like tier 1 professional Counter-Strike player. His name's Obo, but we're both like, I think he's 1 year older than me, maybe. Like
Yeah.
I was 14, literally amateur level CS player right now, and this dude's miles ahead of me, same age as me. And we played in like an amateur tournament together, and he just like carried me super hard. And then I never spoke to him again. And the next thing you know, he's at this top level. And like I said, for me, it was a harsh reality because I wanted to be a professional CS:GO player very, very badly. And I think my parents obviously would never support that unless I was making money.
Yeah, that's
And
how. Yeah.
I think it was one of those realizations where I have, probably 4,000 or 5,000 hours in CS:GO, and it got to the point where, like, in just public matches, you're running into professional players all the time, semi-pro players, and it's one of those moments where I just realized, like, that I have this many hours in, and I'm not even nearly as good as these people. There's no way that I can like drop everything I'm doing to become a pro player. And I think unless you're making absurd amount of money, like if Fortnite, if you're not getting earnings, like crazy amounts of earnings, it's not worth it to drop out. I would never let my kid do that. Even if he said it was like his passion, as I guess that sounds mean, but
I think
you gotta-
parents
you
are like
gotta
more
have a sense of-
relaxed today.
you have to have a sense of realism on it. Like,
Yeah, that is
Parents
facts.
are more relaxed
Yeah.
today because they're finally like seeing the clear picture that it's like it is a possibility.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I
I
definitely don't think it's like smart to pursue
Yeah.
it if you like aren't for sure. Like specifically for me, like I went through it too. Like Illusion did with CS, I went through it with COD. Like I was nearly winning big UMG GV tournaments with my friends. I was smacking pros around in best of 3 search matches on BO2. I was making like the big names like Optic Scump, like all those guys. They were looking like I was making them look stupid, but I was still not to that point. Like
Yeah.
even I didn't.
It's
pursue it. I
humbling.
was like,
It's
nope.
genuinely humbling to play against those
Yeah.
kind of people because you think you're so good and you spend so much
That
time.
first match against a pro player is unbelievable. Like, I don't know. I remember when I was climbing through Overwatch, obviously different scene. And I finally hit Grandmaster, or actually, no, I was in Master. I was one game out of Grandmaster. And I was like, all right, I just have to win this game and I can hit Grandmaster. And I was like, there's such a big accomplishment for me. I've been grinding this for so long, ever since I started playing the game in like 3 years. And I like kind of figured out how to really get the handle of the game. And I was really going in on it. And I get in this game and I'm like, one game out. Matchmaking, and it shows me the list of the players on each team. And I realize I'm like, okay, I have one tier 2 player on my team. And on the other team is 3 players from the Overwatch League. And I kind of was just like, all right, this will be interesting. And we just got shit on, and I got diffed, and it was just like, yeah, okay. So that's what that's like, this is what it's like, it's like it's just like an unreal understanding of just how the game works that you wouldn't even think to have. Cause like you can have like the aim and the stuff like that, but that's just surface level for becoming a pro player, and just having that extra level of understanding is it's just ridiculous. And you can just hear them talk on their streams, and it's like, holy cow, like there's like so many things that you wouldn't even possibly even think about that they have in their back pocket. So it's crazy. But yeah, if I was a parent, I think what happened to me when I was a kid, my parents had like a time restriction, like per day.
That's how mine was too.
Right,
yeah.
Yep.
I
don't know if I would do that same thing, but I feel like if my son or like my daughter or whoever was like, yeah, I want to pursue video games professionally, I would say, okay. If they're like, I want to drop out of high school, I would, if the only way that I could foresee that happen, I'm like, all right, show me how much, show me the paycheck that you're getting for this that could justify you doing it. Because if you can't make money full time doing this, then I don't want you to, you're not dropping out of high school. After high school and higher education, that's your choice. You can do what you want. As long as you're making enough money to have a living. That's a completely different thing. But I don't know. I just like, dropping out of high school. That's you have to prove that you're at least making enough money to live.
Yeah,
I think esports is in such a cool spot right now, though. If you really think about it, because I feel like when we were growing up, I don't know, Dom, did you play COD like competitively growing up as well? Like
I tried, dude, but
were you in the pro or like were you in?
Nah, not even close, dude. I think the closest I ever became to like being a professional like esports player was NHL, and NHL it's not a huge pro scene, but there's tournaments now that like each NHL organization's putting on. Like there's world championships, but now the game has become like pay to win, so it's like it's just downhill, and the game it gets stale so fast. So no, I have never came to the point where I think I could ever be a pro.
So like when I was growing up and I was like telling my dad like, oh, I'm playing in like this smaller tournament, like this tournament and I never really won big checks. The only time I ever won money in CS was gambling, in all honesty.
Yeah.
But like I was like, I'm playing this league, I'm playing this tournament. It like never really registered a process. And I think now Fortnite kind of broke the barrier, I think, of it becoming a little bit more mainstream in Western culture. But in general, like I think you got to treat it the same way you treat professional sports. Like if your kid says, every kid when they're 9 years old says they want to be a professional basketball player, professional football player, whatever it might be, hockey player. It's the same level of skill, the gap between professional and non-professional, where like you can support your kid through like, playing in smaller club leagues, but you're not letting your kid drop all of their responsibilities to pursue sports. They have to make sure they're doing okay in grades, because the reality is only a small percentage of those players are going to make it to that top level. And right now we're getting to this point though where I think esports is getting a lot more respect, and you can even see it with our school's demonstration of them putting up the LEC. Like that is a serious investment. Each one of those stations is worth like, I want to say like 5,000 to 6,000 minimum, right?
Yeah, they definitely went overkill on everything.
And
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, is getting this respect where I think as parents, or like with us being parents, right? Like if my kid has good grades and he's playing games for fun, and he's competing in these leagues, if that's what he's passionate about and that's what he wants to do, as long as he has his other things on top of it, I'm okay with that. And I think that's where it's going to happen, right? Like you have your parents aren't going to get mad at their kid for going out, as long as they have good grades, if they're going out and playing pickup basketball for 6 hours after school, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what we're getting, especially because there's so many not profitable, but so many different career paths in that industry as well. I think content creation is where things get a little bit sticky. Like, that's someone where you really have to, like, if you're going to drop out, you need to make sure you're making money.
Yeah.
And also, it's just content creation is one of those things where you do need a good amount of luck to really gain traction. Like, I had a friend that took a gap year from school and he tried to stream full time, literally streamed for almost a year straight with completely stagnant statistics. And, you know, that's just kind of the harsh reality of it, where in the content creation plane, you need luck. And I think where we're at right now, it like I said, it's really cool to see, but I think esports is getting the respect that it needs to have and it should have, and it's only going up from here. I can't see it slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, dude, I definitely agree there. So like streaming is so sticky. You have to get so lucky when at least it comes to streaming. But I think like if you grind enough, and I think this is where like these kids are starting to drop out now and like putting in more time. Like you have to like dial it in on all social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, like TikTok is now taking off. So if you have a good TikTok, you got a good TikTok following, then you can honestly make a decent living onto Twitch. I don't know. I've seen countless clips of streamers and whatnot off of TikTok, and I go to their Twitch and like I'll view them for like whatever time, and then I just because I don't really go on Twitch as much anymore. But yeah, dude, it's like you have to get lucky. Like, it's just it's crazy. But yeah, esports, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to hop off and get ready for our match.
All right, yeah.
I have to get to the left.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Dom.
Yeah.
I'm always down to do them whenever, you know. So
yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thanks, fellas.
Yeah,
Good luck.
I have a gold alt account now too, so I can play with you on Valorant.
Oh, hey, but I'm bronze 3 still, so I'm stuck.
I got a silver one. Don't worry about it.
All right, here we go. We're perfect then. All right, I'll see you guys at the LEC if you guys are going. We'll be there in probably half an hour too. So
sounds good.
All right, boys. Good luck.
Cool.
Yep.
Good luck.
Luck, y'all.
We get like a final point. I leave too, but I want to drop some final points.
Honestly, I mean, if you have anything to say about the kids thing, or we can honestly jump in, like, where do you think GV Esports is going to go? Because right now, I mean, talks of going varsity has been kind of floating around the surface a little bit. So I don't know if that tosses up scholarship opportunities or more LAN opportunities or something around those lines. But where do you guys see competitive esports? Let's just keep it through GV right now, and then another podcast we'll discuss esports as a whole around the world. But I can't disclose information that I've heard from like what's going on with esports, but I do know some inside stuff what's going on. But what do you guys think, and how, like, is it gonna grow, or like how is this varsity program gonna work?
So I will let y'all handle that because that's a new question. I just had some thoughts on that last question. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know you just
you're good, dude.
Yeah.
But, go ahead.
Like with the online space, now you got to treat it like a business. Like even what you're doing right now with this podcast, like some people might try to drop out and say, I'm going to pursue a podcast. It's like the seriousness and the balance you take with it. If you see that somebody's good grades, they're going to respect it is for what it is and not treat it as like a plaything. Then we can actually make some money and live off this platform or game. So I think nowadays it's even better because you give somebody a computer and a phone, they can set up their business within a couple hours. Every platform, posting, scheduling, they know exactly what games, their audience. You have all these analytics. It gets to a point where is it about like playing the game, or is it about just, knowing your audience, like doing what you want to do? So it's great that we're doing this podcast. I'm going to leave y'all with that GV question. If you need me anytime, glad to be back on, talk about things like this. I love talking about things like this.
We'll be in contact for sure. I definitely want to get you back on here, and then we'll definitely talk about your buddy you mentioned, I think right at the start, where he started his podcast and like what he took like further steps. Because I plan to keep doing this as long as I get reelected to be social media guy. Like I'll keep going because like it's just content for students and people a part of the esports club to like get an insight to our competitive teams, and you'll never know, we'll maybe get some people that are not competitive teams from the club on here. So yeah, I appreciate it, Musa. Thanks for taking your time, dude, and coming on here and talking.
Problem. Catch y'all later.
Yep. See ya. So now that leaves us with 3. I don't know if Dive's even here, man.
I don't think Dive's here. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I know you got a mass warm up, so if you want to head out, or if you just want to chime in on
Yeah,
GV Esports really quick, it's up to you.
My captain informed me I should probably be warming up.
All right, you're good, man.
Smart. You should listen.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
you.
not going to. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll probably head out.
All right, brother. Sounds good, man. Thanks for coming in here.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
See ya.
Yep. All right, leaves us with
Yes,
two more and then me. But yeah, Avery, you're a game leader, dude. Like, I mean, you obviously want to see Valorant succeed, King. You're on Valorant, so obviously, like, you want to see I think you guys want to see every GV esport succeed. But we'll just make it quick. If you guys will answer it short, like, we're on an hour and 15 minutes for this. So, where do you guys see in like GV esports? Like I said, I know it is going varsity. That's from what I heard. It's going varsity next year.
Yeah.
But is the school going to support X amount of teams? Is every club team going to get a varsity team, or like what are you guys thinking?
I mean, am I allowed to say what I'm thinking or what I'm knowing? Because I do know.
Hey, if you know it, you say it. Or what are you thinking? Let's say what you're thinking, because I don't want to get.
From what I've heard, a little birdie told me, right? A little birdie, and we're keeping it confidential.
It's a big bird, actually.
Yeah,
huge bird, man.
Huge bird, massive bird. No, actually, it's going to be, I believe, next season. I think they plan on expanding on this in the future as to like what games are going to be offered varsity wise. But I know as a fact. And I don't know any like outside, like this is like what I know is like 100%. I'm pretty sure is that Rocket League is going to have two teams trying to kind of like an A team and a B team, or like an A team and an academy team, varsity fielded. And then there's going to be a Valorant team with one sub. So there's going to be 6 people in Rocket League and Valorant. I don't know if they're doing any other games for this first year outside of that on varsity. But I believe that is the plan, and I know they're looking to hire coaches for those games. And I think they were in talks with one person for Rocket League, and they're going to go through the hiring process for Valorant this summer. So, yeah.
Right when I graduate, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Isn't
that's
fun?
Come on. I'm peaking here in Valorant. Like, I would have had a chance, and right when I'm graduating.
Yeah, so that's what I know. Who knows? It'll be fun to see what I'm really, really excited for the future of Grand Valley Esports, because it's like I was there, when the club was founded, basically like that. It was founded in the spring. I was an incoming freshman that fall, and that was my first year here at Grand Valley. So it's kind of surreal to see how everything is really developed here at this university over this time frame. Really exciting. I'm gonna always be a fan of the university, hoping I can at least get a varsity program jersey somehow, one way or the other, so I can hang it up and have it with me. But yeah, dude, it's really cool. I really think that Grand Valley has all the framework to be a very like a contender in most games, as long as they're willing to even like recruit to the littlest extent. Maybe not necessarily even recruit like that much, but just like say like, hey, we have an esports program, and I know scholarships are probably a ways away from what I can understand.
Yeah, that's from what I heard that is in the near future, but it's not. I don't think it's coming within the next year or two, because I mean, dude, the programs that give out scholarships, like Northwood gives out scholarships, Bay State is now giving out scholarships, Ottawa, I think in Kansas is giving out scholarships, at least for COD. That's what I know. I don't know about any other team, but I would assume they expanded outside of COD, because COD is not where you're making the money in esports if you are in the college scene. So, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's. Do you think it's going to get to that point, though? Like, really, realistically, do you think? Because right now, we're not making any money for the school.
No.
They're losing money, honestly, on esports.
I think there is a world, and I genuinely think there's a world, but it just depends on how collegiate esports develops and how that scene works out. Because if, like, Rocket League right now, I think, has the most fleshed out collegiate scene, and you could argue that maybe League does as well. But if there was, like, leagues and, like, regional leagues for teams and stuff, and it was more fleshed out and supported by Riot, and I think it would get viewership, because, I mean, it's like people love esports and people love supporting their college. And if you see your college is playing, you would watch it. And I think there's a world, and I think that's what you're kind of investing for the future in general with esports. But it's like, it's hard to say. And I think eventually Grand Valley will give out scholarships for this. I think right now the schools that you see giving out scholarships are mostly schools that are trying to attract people in new ways because they can't really. Lots of like the really small liberal arts schools,
Yep.
are to do that. I know, like they give out scholarships because it's like how else are you going to attract people, and that's how schools such as like Maryville and like Harrisburg.
Yeah, Maryville's a very small Missouri school. I know that just because I've played like hockey against them, and my girlfriend has played ice against them, so I know they're a very small school. But yeah, dude, I mean, there's only like I feel like there's only a handful of collegiate leagues. Like there's the NAC or NACE. Is AVGL a league? I don't know what it is. I've been like Googling like stuff, like just trying to figure out like the collegiate scene. Yeah, there's definitely not a lot. Like, I mean, the biggest one I know is like NAC. I feel like.
NAC is big.
I really think that the threshold when it gets broken to where the scholarship programs start to like really get involved with college esports, it's gonna be when one of the games, like I know Fortnite sort of did it, but it was with high school. They had like the weekly high school events, but they were like posted on the events thing in the game, so everyone in the world that played the game could see it. Like, so for Valorant, for example, if Riot Games decided to do their own like college of it, like weekly college trials, or call it whatever you want to call it, weekly college tournament or monthly college tournament, and you had it posted in the like an events tab on the game, and so everyone could see it. Then you bring in like the viewership to like the streams, and that brings in money, and then that brings in sponsors and viewerships and this and that. And I think once it hits that point, that's I think most it'll be possible. So,
yeah.
Which I think it'd be sick. I think that'd be so sick.
That is true, but that also needs like the backing of like the current pro players, because for the CCL, so the College Kai League is now getting more recognition just because Zuma and like some other guy from the pro league like started like casting it for fun, and saw like these guys like had legitimate
Zuma and rallied, right?
Yeah, so I think I know it was Zuma for sure. I don't remember I forgot who the other one was, but yeah, dude, you know, they saw like these guys like actually have potential. I think it was like the big name schools, so you know it's just gonna be tough, man. It comes down to like how much a school wants to put into it, and exposure, you know, how much a game wants to back it, because I don't see a lot of games backing their esports scenes all that well.
I think it's really interesting. I feel like almost the game that tries to back its collegiate esports, because I think like Rocket League does a good job of it with like CRL.
Yeah, that is true.
That's a pretty fleshed out, and that does gander. I would probably say easily the most viewers out of any collegiate like esports circuit.
Yeah.
I feel like, but like I noticed like Overwatch is kind of leaned into it really heavily, and there's like schools that like offer like full ride scholarships for semi-pro Overwatch players, and I've seen like esports programs. Like there's been a ton of like players that have been signed directly out of collegiate, because collegiate participates in like the tier 2 tournaments.
Yeah.
And they can. And I've seen like there was like a collegiate team like won a contenders leg. It was Eastern Illinois, I think, or Illinois State. It was one of the teams. I think you guys played them in COD, but like their Overwatch team is like the best in the world for collegiate, and they participated, and they had like 2 players that were on their team get signed directly. So I think if you had some sort of support program where maybe the colleges could get like a stipend if their player was signed to a professional league, maybe that would that would be an idea that you could you could try to use as like reinforcement. But yeah, I don't know. I think like those are some, like we said, some good ideas. You know, it's like trying to get people to, you know, like understand like this is like, you know, maybe like have some more like advertisement for it, you know, keep the advertisement rolling, say, hey, this is going on, and like these are the schools that are playing in it, and it's like have the games themselves really support, and maybe have that in-client advertisement for the college collegiate leagues. But yeah, I think there's plenty that can be done. It's just about whether or not they see the profit incentive, because right now, I mean, it's like hard to say like let's put a ton of effort and pour some money into building a collegiate scene. It's like, is the collegiate scene really going to make us any money? When it's, I mean, like it's the framework for already professional sports in America. Why not esports too, you know?
Yeah, that is facts, dude. Like, I mean, I feel like you said, and I think Illusion said it too, like the framework is built here where we have the esports room. Bilski's now here. I know he has, some experience with like Muskegum, and that program is like decent. And some of the games, like I don't know what games they're in, but it's just like, dude, I don't know if there's gonna be any money made in the near future for at least GV.
Yeah,
our teams are good, but it comes down to like you have to travel, I feel like, to make the money.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna, I don't know, dude, because I don't think anyone's just gonna strictly come here for gaming. I could be wrong, dude. There's people that do that, yeah, but I feel like it's gonna be hard to start making money, because I think playing for trophies is just, you get to a certain point and you're just like,
yeah,
we need something more. We built this room. I've heard there's talks of a stadium, but is it going to be big enough to start like build a stadium? Like, are we going to make that money? Because you're paying that money, and then it's either going to crash or I don't know, dude. But they're losing money if they build a stadium.
Oh, totally.
Without gaining
100%.
some sort of income now.
To be fair, this is kind of a microcosm of most athletics on most college campuses, because I think the only sport that makes money for most schools is men's football, and for some schools, men's basketball. And that's it. And they're using the rest of those to support the other ones. So, I mean, already it's like, at what point, because like, esports is like kind of expensive as like an entry level, but after that, it's not like terribly expensive.
Yeah, it goes like stay. I feel like it's like it goes steady at a certain point.
Yeah,
like it's
exactly.
Your
It's
power
hard
bill.
It's hard to say.
Literally, yeah.
Exactly. It's hard to say whether or not, like the universities be like, well, we're not going to make enough money out of this, but like they let you guys, you're like literally fielding a swimming team. It's like the swimming.
Yeah,
team
and they're building a wrestling arena too.
Yeah.
So-
all due
You're not
respect to
making money
those
off of that,
programs, it's like you're not making money off of that either. So like, does the university really care, or are they just trying to use
Honestly-
it to get more people in the door to spend more
Honestly,
money
don't
on
even
their
feel
university?
like Grand Valley makes much money off our football team.
Dude, I feel like certain games they do. I know.
Yeah, I think like overall, like long aspect, like big view, like big picture, I
Dude.
don't think they make that money.
I don't, dude. I feel like every
Even
time
at
I'm at a
D1,
game,
it's not like it's a D1
yeah,
football.
that is facts.
D2
And
schools in general.
and the team denied like wanting to go Division 1 apparently. Like the school Grand Valley wants to go Division 1 in football, but the kids don't want to. And I don't know if that's because they don't want to lose their scholarships because they're going to recruit better kids to like take their spots, or do they just not want to get smashed with the kids that are keeping those scholarships? So
The kids,
I don't know.
I don't know if the kids have that much authority in that situation. I think if Grand Valley really wanted to go D1, there's nothing that would really stop them from that. And that's definitely a stepping stone if they really want to make money off of their program or make more money, because Grand Valley is in an untapped area for college football. I mean, Grand Rapids doesn't have a D1 football team, and it's like, it feels like a layup. And Grand Valley is a known program. I think they have the highest winning percentage of any college at any level of college football in terms of like how many games they've won. So it's like,
yeah, the community backs it too, dude. The community backs Grand Valley football like an insane amount.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, it's kind of getting off topic.
yeah, I was about to say we're getting off topic at esports, but
it's the idea.
Yeah, so I think that's honestly that's gonna wrap it up for at least me. Like, I don't know if you guys have any more comments coming in, but I do gotta go warm up for last chance qualifier match. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for coming in here. This is definitely gonna be I feel like the first of many. Like I said, if I get reelected, hopefully I do. First of many a podcast. Like, I mean, I just think this will just help esports at Grand Valley and maybe around other colleges help grow. So. Yeah, thank you guys for coming on. I know you came in a little late, but thank you for putting your insight into the questions that you were able to be here for. So, yeah. All right, fellas.
The future of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right, guys. Thank you, and I'll see you guys around.
Sounds good.
See ya.
Later, guys.